When the woman opened her eyes, she found herself hanging outside a hot air balloon at an altitude of 10,000 meters. Her hands were already frozen stiff. She immediately called out for help to her companion in the basket, but he had already fallen unconscious. She could only swing her body back and forth, using momentum to get back to the basket. After multiple attempts, she finally made it back inside. At this point, the hot air balloon was still rising continuously because the vent valve was covered in ice and couldn't open properly. Lucy quickly climbed onto the edge of the basket, preparing to climb up to the balloon to open the vent valve. She struggled to reach the balloon's edge, but just as she was about to grab the nearby rope, she nearly fell. Using all her strength, she grabbed hold of a rope on the side, then caught another rope on the balloon and continued climbing upward. The hot air balloon kept ascending. Lucy tightly secured a safety rope around her waist and finally reached the top of the balloon. She immediately went to open the vent valve, but it didn't respond. She had to stand up and kick it forcefully. Finally, it worked. As the hot air balloon slowly descended, her companion regained consciousness. However, at that moment, they discovered the balloon's descent speed was accelerating rapidly. They hurriedly threw all their belongings overboard, but it wasn't enough. The two quickly climbed onto the metal ring and cut the basket's ropes. As they got closer and closer to the ground, the descent speed was still too fast. Lucy stood at the edge of the ring, prepared to sacrifice herself to give her companion a chance at survival. At the critical moment, her companion told Lucy to cut the inner ropes one by one. As the last rope snapped, the hot air balloon instantly transformed into a parachute, and the descent speed slowed down accordingly. The two survivors laughed with relief after their brush with death. However, their landing location turned out to be far from ideal.